lot of stigma around still. You know, I didn't know your sister Kelly. She actually was in the sport and race. But because of that experience of what you saw your sister go through, was there anything you did? It was like, I'm going to help Danica. Did you ever go out your way to say, you know what, I support you, I'm with you? Or was it always, I'm going to kick your ass because you're a driver just like I am?
So Danica raced for us. So she was our driver. Right. And I think that Danica would say that some of her best years in a stock car were in races she ran for us. She had really good performances. She had a great relationship with her crew chief, Tony Jr. He was my cousin. I feel like that we gave her a really great opportunity to succeed, and I feel like she did. You know, she eventually graduated into the Cup Series and drove for somebody else.
Right.
And so I think that she ran great in our cars, as good as every other guy in our car was running.
So was it you or Kelly that stood on the table for Danica to join your team?
I was about it because I'd watched Danica race before she got to Indy. And so I wanted her to succeed. I wanted her to be a big deal. And
go back. What's Indy? Like, we're learning. I mean, Ocho, he seemed like an expert. So you got a lot of people watching this. We don't know. Teach us, educate us. You know.
So Danica's racing origins were in open wheel cars like the Indy 500. She was creating a buzz, you know, before she was working her way up through the ranks. And so I'm like, man, she's marketable. She's good. She's fast. I hope this continues. She goes into the Indy Series, the top open wheel series. She won a race in Japan. She ran really good at Indy 500 a couple times, and then she tried to come to NASCAR, and then she came to drive for my team. It's a hard change from one to it's like I guess maybe going from football to try to become great at baseball, right? It takes a whole different skill level. And so a lot of guys, almost all of them that tried to transfer from Indy to NASCAR fail. And they all do. And most of the guys that go from stock cars to the open wheel cars typically fail.
That leading up to my next question, I'm glad you just said that. So just curious, hypothetically speaking, if you were to take Lewis Hamilton and put him in the right situation, the right team, do you still think the results would be the same in the difference from F1 to NASCAR?
If Lewis came to drive our car?
Yeah, just in general.
He's elite.
Right.
He's like that. He's that
1%.
He's that one of a kind guy.
What makes a driver elite?
He's got magic. Man, he's got a magic. So I would guess it's like.
You just see a gift, like you know.
You guys see it on the field when you watch a guy play, a running back.
Like Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes.
You talked about it today, playing chess. You're looking 5 steps ahead. You know what's getting ready to happen before the next guy does.
I was afraid of.
You know how you got to apply yourself in the gym, you're studying, watching film. Drivers watch film. We never watch film. We watch film now. All of them watch themselves, watch last year's race. All the drivers want to know the strategy and what might come and what might not come. And so he's the kind of guy that applies himself across the board. Plus, he has the factor, that raw speed. So I think he would figure it out.
What I saw when I came on your campus today, I mean, you have cars everywhere, just, offices, all these people, production company, and I learned you have 14
Might do a live stream on Friday, by the way.
Even when you look at the car,
streaming. You be streaming, I gotta check out your channel.
You got 4 drivers running
that
the
shit
Xfinity
fun.
Series.
It's easy too.
How do you keep
I gotta
all
get a
that
PC
together?
though.
And people.
I'm on my PlayStation
Like,
right now, bro.
You got people here that you trust to help you move this around, right? And go places, and it's going to be right. It's going to be done first class. Your editor guys are going to kick butt. You put people in position, like my sister. Now, I should give her a ton of credit because she deserves it. She's the brains. She's the one that understands the budget, like where we are financially as a race team. She helps me understand what are good opportunities for me in the business world.
The old one too.
And you put certain people in control of each, entity and each objective, and allow them to be creative and come up with amazing ideas and try to steer this project in the right direction, right? And some of them fail, some of them don't. I used to say that when I was trying to get going in racing, when I just started racing, I used to say, I want to find my Foreman grill. You know, George Foreman had the grill. And I'm like, everybody wants that Foreman grill. I want my Foreman grill.
Right.
And so I was going to go out there, and if it sounded like a good deal or a good partnership to be in, I was going to see if it stuck. No matter what the business was, if it made sense, if it was connected to my brand. And so we tried a lot of different things and had success in some areas and learned some hard mistakes and hard lessons in others. And you just keep going back until you find something that works. And hopefully it's more than one thing, right? Hopefully it's multiple things.
Right. And that's one of the things I've learned early on in my business career is people, process, and then the product.
Does polling really matter depending on the car you have?
Sitting on the pole?
Bro, you speaking like you a driver. Like you still, I don't know what polling is. Can you?
Placing, where you start. Does it really matter depending on the car you have?
I don't, I never put a lot of stock in where I qualified for a race. Every race. Since COVID, things have changed a little bit, but typically on a race weekend, there's some practice, then we're going to qualify. That's going to set the lineup where you're going to start, and you're going to go out and run the race. I never really put a lot of stock in it because it's typically a 500-mile race. A lot of time to figure out how to get yourself toward the front. If you qualified in the back, sometimes I even like qualifying back there because I love to move forward. I never really loved qualifying on the front row because you got all those guys behind you, the pressure, right? You can feel that energy. They're chasing you, man, and you've got to keep them back. You start there, so you got to keep them there the whole time. You got to keep them behind you the whole time. When you start in the back, you get to enjoy sort of working your way toward the front and climbing a mountain, if you will, and I always enjoyed that.
With you coming behind your father, being Michael Jordan, whatever name you want to put out there in sports, we call them haters.
Yeah.
Did anybody hate on you saying, oh, that's just Dale's boy? They didn't really believe in you?
Absolutely. I mean, all the way to the very end, even today. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if any of you guys had a father that excelled at something. I mean, he won 7 championships.
Why did they do that, dumbass?
He won, 80 races, 70-some races. When I started, I wanted to pay my power bill, my phone bill. I wanted to do this for a living, right? I didn't want to work. I didn't set these like, I'm gonna be a champion. I'm gonna win 50 races. I just wanted to make it, and I kept on thinking about, like, if I ran a race, I would go, all right, did I make it? Did that race prove that I belong here? When will I feel comfortable, like I'm gonna be able to hold on to this position I have in the sport for as long as I want, so I can make a living here? And that was really all I wanted to do. And my dad, he was this massive thing to a lot of people.
Stream Friday.
And growing up,
Cousins will
watching
just
that was
be
awesome,
chilling.
right? My dad was a superhero in my eyes, and I watched people adore him and want to make contact with him and want to be around him. And I thought, man, that's awesome. It made me look at him like this incredible thing.
Some chill shit. That's why I need a PC, because I stream every day.
Do what he did. I just knew
just what I'm doing, like reacting and shit.
He was a once in a generation kind of guy, and only Richard Petty had won 7 titles, and he come along and did it. And since then, only one other guy's ever done that, Jimmy Johnson. I just knew I wasn't gonna measure up as hard as I tried, and he was an intimidator. He was the man in black. He scared people. People said, you don't want him on your bumper. You don't want to see him in your mirror. And he played up to that. That was his personality.
So he was the villain.
He was a little bit, yeah. But
can I read something to you?
Yeah.
All right. Since we're talking about Pops, Daytona, 2001. When I realized that Dad was gone, there was a noise coming out of me that I can't recreate. It was just like a blow of shock and sorrow and fear.
It's not a fact.
I went back in the bus, in my room, and I shut the door to my bedroom and just sat there. And I thought to myself, in that very moment, I was like, I'm going to have to do this by myself the rest of my life. He was like having a dad like a cheat sheet. Having Dad was like knowing all the answers to everything.
There's no cap.
And I was like, man, I'm going to have to do this without him for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's what it was like. You would call him and be like, I can't figure this out. And he would just be like, silly. It's simple, man. Fix this is how you do this. This is what you need to do. This is how you. He knew how to treat people. He knew how to. He just did everything right in my eyes. And I thought we were going to do this together, right? And I was racing for him. I drove his car. He owned my car. I was racing for him, and I was winning. We were celebrating. We got tight. We weren't real tight for a long time. And so when I lost him, man, it was like this. I thought I was on this path that was going to be just this linear, smooth ascension to something great. And I thought, now I'm not sure, what I'm going to do. I could screw this up, right? I don't know that I have the wisdom and the ability to do what he did.
So Daytona 2001, got Michael Waltrip and you battling out. Pops is behind you. Was he pushing you?
He was just sitting back there. He was just kind of watching me and Michael.
So you guys take it, and it's the last lap.
Yeah.
When did it really hit you?
So we were step back to before the race. Dad says to me and Michael's my teammate. I drive Dad's car, and Michael's my teammate, and those are Dad's car. He just started this business. He just started this race team, right? And this is his baby. This is going to be his future. He's got a couple more years, and he's going to retire. And he told us before the race, he said, if we all work together and help each other, one of us can win. And I'm young, and I'm like, I don't know. That's a silly idea. I'm going to win. And it's gonna be because of something I did. Right. Not nothing y'all did. And so, but we're running all day long, and it's a 500-mile race at Daytona. It takes forever. It feels like it's 6 hours, but we're sitting there running, and it comes down to the last lap, and I didn't have there was nothing I was going to be able to do in that last lap to pass Michael. He was just too fast, but I was pretty comfortable that I was going to run second. I didn't know where things were going to net out for Dad. He had a lot of guys nipping at his heels and trying to get around him, and I just looked in the mirror and saw him crash, and him in another car, and we were driving away from that accident, right? And it's, in the mirror just getting smaller, and I just had a sense that just, usually when we crash, we just go get another car. We bring two to every race, so if we tear one up, we'll just pull out that other car. Let's just get that other car out and let's go. And if we crash in a race, we just get out and go home. But I just thought in my head for a second, I was like, this is weird. This don't feel right. And so we come around after the race is over. We got to drive back around the track one time to come down the pits. And I seen his car sitting there in the grass, and all the ambulances and the trucks around it, and the steam and the smoke, and just the picture didn't look good. And so I was like, I'm going to get out of this car. When I get to pit road, I'm going to climb out, and I'm going to the infield care center, because that's where they're going to take him. If he's, they're going to make him get in the ambulance, and they're going to bring him to the infield care center, and I'm going to go there and see him. And so the other guy in this crash was Kenny Schrader. He's a good friend of us. So I know Kenny. And so I'm walking into the infield care center trying to find which room they got Dad in, these tiny little rooms, and I walked by one, and Kenny's sitting in that room, and they're checking him out. And he just looked at me, and I just knew when he looked at me. I was like, because he looked in the car when he got out, he went and looked in Dad's car, and he saw Dad. And he saw what Dad was going through, and things weren't good for my dad in that moment. And so when I locked eyes with Kenny, I was like, he knows what's up. And so I think I jumped in a car. They said they'd taken him straight to the hospital, and I jumped in a car, and I went to the hospital. And I got out of the car, and I walked into the emergency entrance, just a big but busy space, and I was just like trying to figure out where to go to get to him. And the first room on the left is the emergency room, and I turned in there and looked, and they were there was 20 people over the top of him working on it, and it was just, I just exploded. This noise just comes out of you, all this pain and just sadness, and I turned and ran the other direction to the first person I recognized, which was a guy named J.R. Rhodes, who was a PR guy, and I just grabbed him, and I just screamed, or whatever, that noise is, and I ain't never cried about my daddy since. Whatever come out of me in that moment, you can't control it. And I went back to the track. When we knew he was gone, I went back to the track and I sat in my bus. All the drivers travel to the track and stay in these buses in this bus lot together. So it's like this tight community. And that's when I realized, I was like, my daddy ain't here. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
5 months later, you were back in Daytona for the Pepsi, right? 400, and you won.
Mm-hmm.
Those emotions, and then 3 years after that, you won the big one,
yeah.
500. Can you explain Daytona, the whole thing? Like,
my dad won 36 races at Daytona, and when he was good, and when he was there, that was his place. Everybody knew it, and he just would make people look silly. And so I wanted to add to, like I said before, I wasn't going to be who he was. I didn't act like him. I didn't have that personality. I wasn't intimidating. I had to strategize. I had to be smooth, and I had a different way of trying to succeed. I knew I wasn't going to measure him. I just wanted to add to that legacy. I knew I could do that.
Right.
So I go to Daytona, and I'm going to add to this win total.
That's for the haters.
Yeah. Instead of Dale Earnhardt has 36 wins, they're going to say the Earnhardts have 52 wins. Mm-hmm. I'm going to keep on. I'm going to add. I ain't going to match him, but I'm going to add to it. And they're going to remember my part.
Right.
And what I'm going to do is going to make him proud. You know what I'm saying? So I would go there with like, I'm going to win one. Mm-hmm. I'm going to put another mark down this weekend. And we do. He had the same sort of attitude about Talladega. They're very similar tracks, Daytona, Talladega, 2.5 mile, wide open, drafting and all that. And me and him just could get it done at them two places.
At what point, you know what I like about this? Because in all of our careers, there's a moment when you realize you finally arrived. Oh, I got it.
Right.
Fred, I know you, Chan, I know you had that. So once you made it, it might have been your second year, your third year. Your third year is really your cutthroat. Either you got it or you don't. At what point in your career, we know how it started.
Yeah.
We know how it ended. But at what moment, what win in the middle of your career were you like, I finally arrived?
I think the Daytona 500 win in 2004, that's our Super Bowl. I know it doesn't make any sense why we would feel that way about it because it's the first race of the year, not the last race of the year. But there's just so much.
It's a dog. Like, it's just.
We start working on those cars months in advance. Every other race, it's weeks to get a car ready. To run here, they'll put weeks into that car. For Daytona, we put months into that one car.
How good are you at this game?
Massage on it and just
I'm
try to make it as good as we
I'm
can.
alright.
And you go there.
It depends on my team, though.
Just
I can't dribble.
When you win, they're gonna celebrate you. You're gonna do a week and a half, 2 weeks of media. Everybody
these niggas need to
wants
join
to
the
win
party,
that race.
bro.
And so Dad tried to win it for 20 years and finally did. Right at the end of his career in 1998, he'd come so close so many times. It was awful. But I won it in 2004. It was my 5th full-time season, and I was so relieved that I didn't have to chase that for 20 years because he was miserable trying to figure that out because he was leading in 1990.
Do you have Rocket League?
Yeah, no.
What up, Beanie? What up, Cole? What up? She's scared as fuck.
I'm hungry.
Hookers, what's going on? What's going on? Birds in the chat, what up, Dylan? What's going on, X? What's good, Avenue? What up, Goated? What up, Justin? What up, Savannah? What up, Nikki? What up, Five Nuke? What up, Big Sedge? What's good, Benny? I hope you guys had a good day at school or work, or, you know, if you didn't do like either of those things.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
really fucking scared. I'm scared, bro. I'm scared. I'm freaking the fuck out, low-key. I want to also let you guys know, I've been talking to Rewack about the GTA server, guys. We're going to implement
I gotta get GTA.
we're going to have a battle royale mode.
I think I already got it, though.
Working with, hopefully we can get a battle pass to work. We're going to have like a Hunger Games type of game. Oh, that's the better option. We're going to have a school RP. You guys know, like, high school RP? You guys ever seen that shit? And we're going to have, what's it called? Like a horror game. I'm going to talk about more later. Stalling, I know. I just got to get into this shit, don't I? I gotta just get into this. I gotta get into this. Yeah, but the battle pass, yeah, exactly. Like a, that's overdoing it. What the fuck, bro? It's not. It's like a different fucking server. It's a different fucking server. Listen, bro. All right, bro. Fine. Damn, you guys don't want it. Damn. Fine. And no, I won't drop it. Less work for fucking Rewack. I don't give a fuck. Yo, FaZe, thanks for the 5 gifted. Fucking chat. All right. Fuck, bro. Here we go. We're gonna start this shit up right now. Listen. Look at the wax. Is it boiling? Oh, I know.
Best flavor on God.
It's hot. Sticky as fuck. Yo, Lil N, thanks for the 10 gifted. I appreciate you, bro. Alright, bro. Alright, chat. I got y'all, man. I got y'all. Alright? I got y'all.
Oh.
Alright, just give me 5 fucking seconds. It's also cold as fuck. Damn, it's cold as fuck. Alright,
Damn, bro, I put too much.
hold
I'm
on.
not gonna hurry up.
No, this sticky shit.
Damn, this shit don't even fit in the microwave.
Oh,
I'm shitty as a bitch. That bitch don't even fit in the microwave, bro. I don't even know these niggas archetypes and shit.
okay, it's okay. Chat, alright, chat, so, the shit spilt, so unfortunately we're gonna reschedule the shit for tomorrow, the day after, maybe. Love you guys, man. Have a good
This shit not funny, bro. I can't even eat myself. Bro, what is these niggas doing, bro? Damn, bro, it doesn't even fit in the microwave. Oh, my other dish is dirty, bro.
Alright, let's just call everybody in. Alright.
Big files, man.
Ready?
Damn, bro. That shit crazy,
Bro,
bro.
it's so cold in this room, bro. Like, freezing in this fucking room. I'm also cold. I'm literally shivering, bro. Fuck! I'm shivering, bro. Fuck! Nah, I'm too cold to do this, bro. Leave the cap on. Okay, well, I'm ready. Pull up. Oh, I gotta leave the cap
That's
on.
his nigga. He
Bro,
got
the
a
house
charger.
rip, bro. Y'all are crazy. Kind of burns. Fuck. Okay. Alright, we're good, chat. We good, chat. We good. God, it's so cold in here. Can I get a fucking heater or some shit?
Not as funny as when your chips got stuck in the vending machine.
Fuck.
I don't even remember, but I know that shit was probably funny as hell,
Oh
bro.
my god, I'm freezing.
They stay
Wait,
trying to
70K
hold me.
subs.
I didn't remember,
No,
bro.
not
I
fucking
didn't
citrus.
remember.
Get the fuck out of here.
Freshman year, bro, I didn't remember.
We denied 70,000 subs. 64K. We're at 64K. And that shit's probably gonna decline because I'm falling off. What? Why? What happened? I'm gonna view. What happened?
Bro, we need a team, bro. Oh, we chilling. Let me go sell.
he does it. He it's fine. On release day, he wants the Apple Store for like all the phones. So he if you need one, you got you. Bro, can we just fucking do this? I'm cold. Yes.
Nigga gay as my.
Why do you guys say yeah when I do that? Why do you guys say yeah when I shake it? Prime, they're spamming scripted. Yeah, the script get your chest wax. How is this scripted? Look, this is real hair. Ow, fuck. Bro, oh my god, bro, I'm scared. I can't do it, bro.
That shit gonna hurt like a motherfucker.
No, bro, I don't want to do it, bro. I don't want to fucking do it, bro. I do not want to do it.
Right here, bro.
Aiden, you're the most sub-put channel right now.
You see what I gotta deal
How
with,
much
bro?
X you got? But again, Seller, I fell off. 43K. Fuck. I don't know, 72K. That's what I'm saying. It's so... It's already on my
Bro,
fingers.
these niggas suck, bro.
Did you spill it?
Right, quit, bro. I'll be better off y'all niggas quit.
Come on! Prime!
Damn, bro.
Don't call me that, bitch! Fuck.
Hey, I want to wear a hoodie for this, because...
Yeah, it's freezing in here now. I'm going to put sweats on.
Little nigga. Jesus Christ.
Can I borrow one?
Yeah. I know, Jacob, they will. Oh God, they're weird as fuck. Bro, you're a child. Your name is literally Joe. Imagine. Your name is literally Joe, buddy. Bro, I'm freezing.
Oh God, nigga named Joe.
I am fucking freezing.
Yeah, don't worry, the wax
That's
will,
my
like...
fault. That's
Make it warm.
Yeah, but it's gonna hurt. I don't even really want to do this, to be honest with you.
You don't want to do it?
Because I feel bad. I don't want to conflict pain.
I'm ready.
I don't think that nigga can shoot the way he passed me the ball. Shit, I try to go for 40 though.
It's literally 50 degrees in here.
Raymond! I'm ready. Food, I don't
Damn, bro, what am I
just get
gonna
the
do
shit
with
over
this?
with.
I'm down to waste it. I can.
You're ugly as fuck.
So you ready for this part?
No.
That halftime.
I just said no.
They exposing. I'm not fully paying attention.
So yeah, now we back with it, man. You know, we got Miami out here. You know what I'm saying?
Miami.
My first time, I said, yeah.
No, you did too. What did you say?
Bro, get out the fucking pain, nigga.
Alright, shut the fuck up, bitch. I'm doing my YouTube. That's crazy. I love you. But no,
What's
you know,
that?
she's special guest, first time being Miami. What the fuck is funny?
No, you said my name.
Alright, but what do I ask today? Right here.
We're waxing Eden's chest hair.
So, get this.
How do we feel about this?
You do your legs too?
Fuck no.
Chat, I kind of feel bad doing this, to be honest with you, but since I
Oh, it
did
was
shave
still.
your head, I feel
Oh,
like...
yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, let's do this shit.
I still remember a few funny moments from junior high and high school.
Bro, this is gonna
Oh,
be
Chill,
God.
I know it's gonna hurt.
Shit be funny as hell, bro.
I have to, I have no fucking
Shit used to be funny. Young guy, junior high, shit was funny as shit, man. I used to be,
Are you
bro.
waxing too?
Man,
Oh, I didn't know that.
right here,
Yeah,
bro.
Prime's gonna be doing a lot of the work, because
No, what?
he's strong. Prime's really strong.
Look at this bitch ass nigga.
Okay.
Pass,
You
nigga.
put down, yeah, when you see me.
Pass,
I said,
nigga.
hey, bro.
Yeah, you didn't dap him up. That's crazy.
Yes, I did. Outside of
You didn't even dap me up.
Oh, let me go.
Wait, show your fit, Wop. Come here. Everyone rate the fit. Rate his fit 1 through 10. No, back up.
Overall, this fit like fucking $2,000. That's crazy. This nigga rich as fuck.
Come on, chat, get me right. Tell me this. Come on. The lemon pepper steppers? Come on, chat.
What the
I
fuck?
know you hating. You stay hating.
Bro, this nigga fit actually cost a lot, though.
Look, that shit ass is a bitch.
Nah, but you should act like this shit ass. That shit actually pricey.
Bro, you can see how hairy my shit is, like, closer in.
Oh my god, that shit is like...
Look like a my player? What's that mean? What's a my player?
Who said that?
They said
Him?
look like a my player.
Well, can you put this in the microwave for 30 seconds?
a minute.
Oh, fuck! I don't want to do this, bro.
His ass can't shoot, bro. See, when you play with a guard, he can't shoot, bro. Just laughing.
Mute the you don't know, because
Should I do fucking spread the floor, bro.
Really? Yeah, alright, fine. $10 TTS is currently enabled.
Fuck it, bro.
You guys can donate.
Bro. I'll put
Next one, donate.
Alright, shoot, nigga.
Hey, how y'all doing, chat, man? How y'all day going? How y'all day been so far, man? Hold up, wait. How was y'all day, man? Oh, your day was good? Psych, bitch, I don't give a fuck how your day was. I don't care if you had a good day, a bad day, a worse day. Bitch, you ugly as fuck. You woke up with your control in your hand, start grinding 2K, and you start fucking streaking it up, and then lose. You fucking bitch ass nigga. Fuck you, Citrus. You can eat a dick, bitch. On full and grade. These niggas.
Why he just come for me, bro?
This is the thing.
Maybe some kid.
When I went to the store, I got a lot.
See, I'm out here, though.
I'm fucking scared.
I'm out here, bro.
But I forgot, I didn't get that many applicators, so we have to kind of be, like, generous with applicators. Like these, like the popsicle sticks.
I don't get it.
You could, I ain't got no guard, though. I got my nigga Lord Duke.
How long will it take, do you think?
I'm gonna try to get done as fast as I can.
What if my nipple tears off?
Why? How do you do that?
What?
That last.
Just laugh.
Is it in real life?
They're saying wear gloves.
We definitely need to wear gloves.
Y'all got some?
Bro, what if we get stuck here?
That laugh though.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
Taking niggas, bro.
It's a bracelet.
Hey, I was just trolling. I love y'all. I'm
It's a
sorry.
bikini
I
wax.
take it back. I was just trolling. Oh, you see what I'm wearing?
What the fuck?
They're so weird.
You see what I'm wearing? See what I'm wearing?
What about, why don't I look at your ass? I don't care. Fuck.
You see what I'm wearing?
What?
Prime, do you know how to wax? This is what we're gonna do.
Takes, nigga. Come on.
Obviously, I wear the same thing as you. I love it. Oh, my hands are sticky.
Aiden,
Yes.
Aiden, you guys,
Just right here,
you
don't-
guys are similar.
W fit for prime, man.
W fits.
Bro, look at your wear. It's hot, dumbass over.
It's not gone.
Yeah, I just need a team, bro. If I have a team, I'm
You
good.
scream once? Alright, bet.
I ain't got no
Lock.
team.
Okay, it's
Spin
ready.
lock, Jack. Spin
Okay,
lock.
Aiden.
Stop!
Sorry, no, it's not that hot. I have to do it. Actually,
Wait.
can you put it in there? Can you put it in there for 30 more seconds?
Bro, it's dripping. It's gonna drip on my legs.
I hit them bitches in
30
my
more
crib.
seconds? Yeah, go get it done for the almost all of it. Go 30 seconds. Come on,
It just needs 30 more seconds. And then run and get it up here.
no more calming down.
30 seconds.
Wait, what the fuck?
You can delete that too, so I'll let y'all watch it.
Lord Dookie, bro. That's why you don't call for the
I
ball.
can't show
nigga.
it like it's against Twitch toss.
Okay. So do
When
it.
you wax your chest, mail the hair to me so I can put it in my ass.
Bro, niggas are putting buy your chest here for real.
They would? We should sell it. Wait, who would actually buy some?
You
Wait,
know
no,
them
I'm
niggas
cloning
don't buy
my
this.
hair. Fuck that, no.
Oh, yeah.
This is weird.
I would love to. Oh, thank you. It's drinking.
Yeah,
No, it's not. I swear to God, she just melted.
She got thirsty.
On
Thank you.
takeover.
I do.
I'm just thinking of water today because I had a G Fuel last night and it kept me up till 8 a.m. Sort of.
Oh, yeah, I don't do that.
Bro, G Fuel does the trick though, chat. Like real shit. That shit kept me up. So. Alright, baby, I'll give you some fucking airway.
Damn, I was finna go up. It's only second quarter, baby. Oh, yeah, we going for 40.
Yeah, you gotta understand. People that hate you, by the way, they just because they're like 12 and shit. We all love Naomi. Alrighty. So, guys, that's where we're gonna draw the line. Hey, guys, one person can ruin it for everybody. Please stop. Don't fucking do that.
I don't game bang.
I know you don't.
Yeah,
We both don't.
I'm feeling great. Oh, yeah,
Okay. So I feel like they're coming back with the wax. And
Just
so
calm down, too, though. No,
I'm straight.
Okay, and I want you to lean back. Like, can you move back a
you
little
gotta
bit?
face the camera, too, Aiden.
Oh, yeah, I gotta zoom it in, don't I?
Yo, shorty, yo,
What was it? I got it spilled on me. Okay.
Chase down artist?
I know.
Damn.
Are you sure you don't want to professionally do this?
Damn, bro, my fucking oatmeal,
I'll
bro.
do it better than anyone, actually, because
You don't see
Have to.
that's perfect. Aiden, come on.
Oh, shit.
I'm ready.
Are you sure we don't want to shave a little bit first?
Should we favor shave a little bit?
It's gonna hurt
That's a lot of hair.
really bad. I don't think you
Alright,
understand.
do men with a lot of hair shave it first or no?
I think you should.
Rafa, go crazy.
Let's see how one will feel first.
If you could take it or not.
I feel bad doing this, okay?
Hold on. Lisa, is this part gonna hurt? Don't lie.
Yes, it's gonna hurt.
Put that?
Yes.
Put it on.
No,
What the fuck?
No, this putting it on not gonna hurt. It's the taking off.
Taking it off is gonna hurt. Alright, let me just zoom the camera. I'm sorry if you guys want to see the hair part.
Damn, I ain't even make it. Fuck. Oh, ain't even cleaning.
I want to see the hair part.
I'm blocking it.
Look, they're saying. They say you're gonna put it in.
It's gonna. We have to do it like fast. You guys know what? He has to microwave it again.
Alright.
He has to microwave it again.
Oh my god, nigga, it's gonna hurt. Promise.
This
No,
part's
put
not
it
gonna
on. It's
hurt.
not gonna hurt. Ripping that shit off, nigga. It's gonna fucking hurt.
Okay.
It's not fucking brave. Just don't put it on his nipple either.
There it go. Spick and span.
Family therapy is hot.
Spider-Man.
It feels so tingly, bro.
That's
Hell yeah.
whatever a spider can.
You wanna see my Crocs, bro? I'm finna show you something. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Got down, you feel me? I'm gonna set it in your screen. I got you. Big body. Oh yeah, knock it down. Use it, bro. You don't wanna use it. Oh yeah. Fuck it, I'm gonna take it. What's happening, big dog? What's happening?
What's on the game? What you want?
Shit in this right game.
Alright, good. On the way.
Alright. Oh yeah, oh, but I hate they added that shit. Oatmeal, nigga, big body shit. Oh, that's me. Damn.
You got GTA right?
I think, bro. I can't remember all the way. I don't know. I used to have it on my old PS4, so if I do, it's still there. You know what I'm saying? I called for the ball once, my nigga. His ass just doodle. And one, nigga. I'm a hoe for that one. This oven already done halfway cooked and shit. Sitting in this water. Them is me, bro. Damn. Not down, man. Good pass. That's what you do when niggas is blocking at me. Kick that bitch out.
We should stream together one day, bro.
Yeah, you know it's gonna happen. We gonna make it all happen, nigga. We gonna do all this shit with YouTube, whatever, nigga. Twitch, nigga. Motherfucking OnlyFans. You feel me, nigga? Podcast, all that one day. You know the vibes. You know the vibes, nigga. You know how it's finna be. Oh, you didn't rip me, nigga? That nigga didn't rip me, man. My water. Or fuck my water off. Bro, why they keep making me pass it into these weak ass niggas? Knock it down, Lord. Oh, get your bucket. Pump faking ass nigga. Pump faking ass nigga. I put too much water, bro. I'm gonna have to add some packs of oatmeal. Alright here, nigga. Fuck this nigga was shooting for. I'm messing with my stats. I was supposed to have 30 by the end of the quarter.
Wanna hear a joke?
What you say? I ain't hear you. Hell yeah? Let me hear it, man. Wow, he's lame, bro. You lame as hell. Why you foul me, bro? He knew I was gonna score. Why the fuck this AI think he like that? Big body work, damn. I should have got my mans involved early, but he don't want to play for it. That's why I ain't getting involved. What's wrong with that nigga? 3 big bodies in that bitch. Trust your big bodiness. Damn, I was watching on Twitch.
That should look like a 10. No, literally, no. Okay, listen. The first, like,
See my stats, bro.
like 8.5. I could deal with it if you just kept. Then you guys did one. It was
Because it
literally
didn't
a 10.
come off in it because your hair is so long. It got stuck in there.
This is what I'm doing without a team, bro. Imagine if I had
It
the
makes it
squad.
trend in a little bit.
That was a steal too.
Can I zoom out, Prime, or no?
I don't see it, but look, you can.
Let me just do this.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna get water.
Okay.
This.
Pour it on my chest.
I really wanted to get 25, but boy, you scream like Prime's butthole.
Nigga, what the fuck? My asshole don't train, you ugly ass bitch. Only thing on my asshole is shit.
What's that? It's so sticky.
I know it's so sticky. We're gonna have to get that off with like alcohol and hot water. Because there's still some. But actually, we could just get it off.
I just go in the shower.
My shit, nigga.
You could do in the shower if you have to take. It's a long shower, and you have
Should I
to.
just shave my chest?
Yeah, I told you that.
But it's not. You still want to wax?
Hold up, wait.
Should I still wax?
I mean,
Can I zoom out?
Bro, I was supposed to get 40. I was tweeting last quarter.
What? Think you zoom out?
Can I zoom out?
Ain't that bad, right?
Yeah.
Ain't that bad.
100%?
You're not even showing your neck, but you're not supposed to show.
No, you can show your chest.
I have a question. Is there...
Even I discovered you
It's like, look,
Yes or no?
inspired me to want to become
Alright, so can you get me like a paper towel real quick?
set up pimples. We're gonna look at.
Twitch affiliate after grinding.
Chat, I don't have pimples.
When you get,
She's
I
lying.
go.
No, I said it just looks like a pimple.
Okay, yeah, I got
Yeah,
it.
it will look like
I said it doesn't look like blood. Looks like a pimple.
I ain't gonna lie, this man.
Alright, let me zoom it out real quick and then... Can I get a paper towel, please?
Where you got a paper towel at?
There's tons under the sink. I'm gonna zoom out right now, chat. I'm gonna zoom out.
What's happening, bro? Crying, bro.
I should do it where you just...
That's toilet paper, bro.
What you mean?
Wet it with the.
You want to?
Do one what? Wax? Where?
Oh, no, I'm not as heavy. Stop. What are you doing? Nigga, I'll do one for the culture for you, my nigga. Look.
This is not a good idea.
Look. Right here.
You would do it for me?
Yeah, you want me to do it for you, bro? That's gonna hurt like...
You can show the stream. Show them.
Make sure my...
Hey, don't show your ass.
Nigga, obviously. Can you see if I can see what...
I'll zoom out. Can I zoom out now, Wop?
I mean,
I think you're fine.
Right here?
Yeah. Let me see.
Zoom out. Hold on.
Go back.
Bro, should I do
You're
it?
fine.
Nah, bro, that's gonna hurt.
Just
Should I do it? Should I do it for him? I'm a W man, man.
Alright, show them
I
that.
feel like I'm hurting you.
I zoomed out more. Y'all, you can show
Alright,
it.
look. No weird shit. Right here.
I want Prime to do it.
You want?
Naomi, could you? Wait,
I'm hurt like shit.
can I keep zooming out, chats? Fuck it. There's no blood, correct?
Yeah, you're fine. It's literally fine.
Is there blood? Just tell me right now, is there blood?
It's literally fine.
It's just red, okay.
It's just red.
It's just, yeah, we're good.
Man, should I do this though? Man,
Honestly, Jack, it doesn't even look that bad, bro.
No, it really doesn't.
You would not be able to handle it either.
Nigga, so painful.
A tattoo is way better than this, I think, right? No. Tattoos are that bold. They are.
My tattoos hurt this shit. This shit hurt like shit.
Well, at least I have a Batman logo on my chest. Bam! No. Don't.
I'm gonna wax your fucking chest, nigga.
Don't.
Led every lap. Nobody could touch him. And ran over a piece of metal in turn 3 on the last lap. Turn 3 over here, right? So the checker flag's right here. His dream. Chairman. Wow. And he runs out of gas over there, or run over something and flatten his tire and lost.
Wow.
And I mean, he had come that close to winning that race multiple times like that, and had something weird happen at the end. And finally, he wins it, and it's like his greatest accomplishment. And so, in his mind, he's like out on top of the car, like finally. And so I wanted to win that race, and when I won it in 04, I was like, they can't. I know it sounds so cliche, but they can't take that from you. Like nobody can say. They can say, man, you weren't good at this, or you weren't great at this, but they can't say you didn't win a Daytona 500. They can't say you couldn't.
Not once.
Right.
Twice.
Yeah. 10 years later.
They definitely can't say it. That's amazing. Wow.
You speak about the Earnhardt legacy. Like, my wife, when I said I'm coming to ride with Dale, I was like, I know that name. Like, it's just that legacy. But racing took your father from you. Did that change any way you felt about race? Were you fearful to get in the car? Like, what did that do, mentally to you?
So, I talked about, how Dad loved Daytona, the track, and racing there. When he died there, I thought, man, I might hate this place. I might never want to come here again. I got to, because if I want to race, it's on the schedule. No way around it. We came back for that July race that we won. It was a weekend off before the race.
Why are hurricanes normally named after women? When they come, they're wild and wet, but when they go, they take your house and car.
And we drove to the track from Charlotte, about an 8-hour trip, and pulled into the track and drove around it. And I drove over to turn 3 where Dad's car came to a rest after the crash and stopped and got out. And I stood there and it was like a moment to see how I would react to being there. And to make sure, I didn't want to do this when it was time to practice. Right? I didn't want to show up and have to get in my car and have a reaction that wasn't favorable or something I couldn't help. I went with my friends, we got out, we didn't talk, I just stood there, and I made sure that this is going to be good. I wasn't going to have no problem. My beef wasn't with Daytona. My problem wasn't with Daytona, right? Yeah. And in that moment, we sort of shook hands, and then we came back a couple days later and
kicked ass,
killed them.
See, but in a sense, that's why, in my mind, by definition and by mindset, and just that mentality. Like you said, that's your Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you went in there. We go in games before big games. We go in the stadium and we say, all right, we look around. It's time to get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like nothing's gonna stop me.
Yeah. I've had those moments every few times. Every once in a while, you don't need. I didn't know when they were.
Lame, bro. Why are you following me, bro? Just let me do my
you're heading to the track. It don't feel different than any other weekend, but for some reason you walk in, you're like, I feel good. This is going to be a good one.
Let me tell you what it did for me. I would just start crying.
Really?
I don't know where the tears come from, but every time I cried before a game, and I didn't do it on purpose, I had 150 or better. My coach said, Fred, you gonna cry today? I don't know. It just happened.
We done had so many conversations on this show about crying and opening up, and you ain't cried yet. And you cried on the field?
Look, I can't make it happen, Y'all cry because y'all just want a hug. Y'all want to have a hug fest. We like you. Like, you don't know.
Dale, you like food? I like it. So, you know, when we home, Chef Nancy take care of us. And then we also have, you know, our substitute chef, Chef Lowe, comes in. He takes care of all of our athletes. So we have some food.
Niggas
I feel like
yeah,
Chef Lowe coming in with some food.
Oh, okay.
You know Chef Lowe?
I don't.
He probably lost
Lowe.
the game.
What's up, Dale? How you? I'm good. I know y'all. I'll get y'all in a minute.
I ain't got
What's up? Get a little...
Boy, sweating.
Sweating? Mongoose, we love that. Well, I put my foot in. You know what I'm saying? It's all, you know, it's all about the food and the science for me. I grew up in Bermuda.
Okay.
So we're big fans of you growing up.
Yes, sir.
We get a shot.
Blake, I said Blake Shell. Dale Earnhardt. That nigga gonna look like Blake Shell.
Play with Blakes.
I ain't gonna play with you again.
These knives, my mom's gonna be mad about this. I took these from the tree. Why are you sweating, Chef? In every show you sweat.
See y'all next time.
Alright then, bro.
And
Be safe.
but really, if I should say it, it's always been hot where I was from. So when I put my heart into the food give it to the heart. The heart give it back. So we got little steaks right here.
My goodness.
You see that right
Yes.
Yeah.
You see it right
I
there?
got all the boots.
And not only
That's
did I
why
flip it, I
I
flipped it twice. So,
Don't spit on the steak.
like I said, how many times you flip it? I don't really know what to do with my hands. I saw Ricky Bobby do this stuff. Give him a plate or two and a napkin. I don't know if you've seen me. I'm going to have a new show. It's going to be Kicking It with Chef Lou. Yeah. You can find it on Netflix and Hulu. So. Thank you, Chef. Right. Thank you. So, tell about Chef Lowe. I'm sorry. I was going to show you what it was. That's lobster mac. Steak. I thought you was going to figure it out, but my fault.
No, that's good. I got it figured out.
Lobster mac, steak. The fork's a little dull, but you'll get through. How is it a racing? Like how many race car drivers are really like set for life?
Basically, he's asking you how many of the guys got that money. It's a good one at the end of the day. No, like Danny, he has a team.
Denny has it.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Denny has that kind of money for sure. He's had that for a long time. Or he's already had that attitude before he got the money, though. But to be honest, he would agree. Our sport exploded in the 2000s, and that was so much money. Souvenirs and drivers got paid souvenir, you know, for a hat getting sold. Driver got a good percentage of that money, and that was the die casts, like the cars. That stuff was going flying off the shelves, and I was right in the middle of that. But it's not quite like that anymore. The sales are good, but the drivers aren't thrilled about them. It's hard for me to know what a driver's making today. NASCAR has changed the rules to where they don't tell anyone what a guy wins. They used to talk, they used to do, hey, there's $1 million race. It's going to pay $200,000 if you win it. They would use that to make it sound bigger, right, and get people excited. Well, they don't publish that information anymore, so the driver can either say, I want a base, pay me X amount of dollars, and no matter what I win or lose, I want to make this base. Or a driver can take a big percentage of the winnings and no base. And that's the gamble.
Stay right there.
What type of driver?
Yeah. What are you going to do? Let's go around and see what everybody would do. Go ahead.
I tried both. I like the base.
You like the base? Oh, you conservative?
No. So
the base?
Well, the base was good.
Gonna be there the first of every month. I like it.
I'm gonna take the base too.
You gonna take the base?
Because sponsorship, endorsements, make up for the rest on the back end.
Yeah. That's true too. I had good endorsements.
Just thinking about it, I know all your endorsements. I'm not gonna go there, but you was lit.
He was making money. Dan was making money.
He's being humble right now, but I don't wanna.
Well, I went to his city today.
Oh my God.
So that thing was an empire.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it live.
Base? What you doing, Freaky Fred?
It all depends. It depends on what the base base is. You can't just give me anything.
Let me say you're a top 6 driver, you're going to get paid as much as, those, you're in that top 6, right? So if I take the base, I'm getting paid as much as this guy, one of the best guys, right? That was where I was at. So it was easy for me to take the base. If I was if the world didn't view me as a top guy, I would probably take the gamble of making my money on the purse, because I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win that money, right? I'm gonna get it. I tried that, and I came in low. I missed it, and I've had it work for me. Taking the base to me is a safe bet.
Right. So that's almost equivalent to the franchise tag for us. In NFL. Right. You're gonna get an average of the top guys at your position.
Right.
Right. So for me, I would have to say, for us though, with the franchise tag, you don't have to say it. They just slap it. You're good. You're gonna get whatever.
But it's a lot. But isn't it pretty?
Top 3 at that position.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
But after that, your leverage is out the door because it's 1-to-1 year.
You don't have the opportunity to try to negotiate the deal even beyond.
That's pretty much the team that's going to come in and say, look, it benefits us more to pay you as a franchise, slap the franchise tag on you than to extend you long term.
But it's 2 ways though. Sometimes to buy the team more time to negotiate, they'll slap the franchise tag on you.
Yeah.
Sometimes to me, all they're saying is, we don't think you're worth the money that you demand or want.
Because injuries, it's not guaranteed. Then you have the injury part of it. It's football. It is what it is, and it's a young man's game. So if you go out there, you don't take it, you get injured, next man up. But it all depends on if you say the top 5 or 6. I'll probably take the base. See if I can find a way to work in some bonuses.
Yes.
I say switching gears. That's my friend
gears. I got that from Brad.
You brought up your daughter. You have young daughters. You didn't get married till 40-something?
Yeah. 43.
Okay,
you are a good man.
Well, we've had a discussion on the show about relationships and focus and all the different ways. Were you partying and enjoying your life, or were you
wide open?
He said wide open.
On the backstretch, like what type of wide open?
You gotta clarify because his freaky friend.
So our thing, what our thing was.
Who was our?
Me and my friends, my group.
Your amigos.
Name the friends.
Man, John.
The squad. Just say my squad.
My posse. We would call ourselves the Dirty Mo Posse. That's what we were. We're Dirty Mo Posse. Yeah. So Mooresville is the town that we are all from, and that's what we called Mooresville in high school. Everybody in high school called it Dirty Mo. That was the nickname for it, and that's what Dirty Mo Media, right? That we do our podcast. That's where all that came from. I even got branded with DMP.
No, you didn't.
Long time ago.
I love it. No, I gotta see this.
No, we ain't gonna see this. That was like 4 a.m, about 12 hours of Red Bull and vodkas, and just bad decisions.
Yes, sir.
But we race. You come off of that adrenaline. You get out of the car and you're not gonna calm down and relax. You're gonna run. That adrenaline's gonna run all night. And so we go home and drink beer and listen to music and just stay up and get out everything out of your system. And then I might go out Tuesday, I might go out Wednesday, and then I'd shut it off and I'd start.
You sure about that?
Oh, every time. I don't know how to prove it or convince you, but I didn't like being foggy or hungover in a car.
Right.
Because I felt guilt.
Bro, come get the ball. That nigga was all the way down the court, bro.
Because they can smell, they can sense, they know you, and they'll be able to tell, like, yeah, you're not here.
This nigga suck. He can't even do it.
But I'd run as hard as I could run.
So Tuesday, Wednesday, like
Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, maybe Wednesday.
So it's Thursday practice.
So here's the backstory. He's not giving it to you straight.
What?
You're not giving it to him straight. Come on, now. I did my little research. First, Kelly,
Kelly is his sister, a significant player, a significant role in your life because Pops was on the road. Okay, Pops on the road, and so pretty much say she almost raised you.
Sure, yeah,
right?
Sure, yeah.
And she really like runs the damn. They have 14 companies, but we'll talk about that next. So, anyways, he goes to Kelly, and he says, "I want to build a treehouse." So he bought this property, wanted to build a treehouse so they can party. And Kelly looks at his ass because she's the business, right? She's like, "You guys are gonna fall off the treehouse." That's not a good idea. He's like, "Okay." So then he built this city. And this city, it's almost like, what would you call it, like a museum? It's amazing now, but it started because you wanted to party.
Yeah, we wanted somewhere so my ass didn't get tore up.
I like it.
So I was more focused on partying at times. My sponsor was Budweiser. Like my car was red with Budweiser on it. I was the Budweiser guy.
So you lived the brand.
So they were like, have fun, right? Do that. We want you to drink our product. People know that you love it and enjoy it. And they were involved in everything sports wise. We go into boxing matches and anything else you want to go to and just living it. From like 2001 to 2006, it was just fun.
You see that? You see the difference? I told Justin. Yeah.
Just Haley.
You see? We talked about his diet and nutrition, the discipline that he has, and I told him, you're alive, but you're not living. You f***ing live.
Yes.
That's living.
That's for sure.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
You f***ing living.
I've got no regrets.
We all play in the league. We're
Yes.
married guys now, but back in our younger days, I'll say the league comes with purpose. Are there NASCAR groupies? Like, how's the women like?
Do they look like the wife in Talladega Nights? Do they really look like her?
It's different. It used to be that way. It looks different to me today than it did years ago.
From the sideline,
Yeah.
everything looks different.
Well, most of the drivers are in relationships or married, raising kids. 10 years ago, there's a lot of young single guys like myself, and we would run into each other at the bar, and we were competitive there, just like we were on the track. And everybody had their little cliques that they ran in, and everybody kind of, used a little abrasive with each little clique. And these guys, they talk bad about me, or I heard this guy talk bad about you. And we were immature in the nightclub world, just like we were on the racetrack. Like I said, man, our sport blew up in the 2000s, and it was popular. And in this area, Charlotte, and in and around here, where 95% of the drivers live here. Most of the race teams are here. All the industry is mainly here. All the crew guys. If there's a little network of bars, nightclubs that most people are going to go to, the patrons and the people that go to those places know they're going to see drivers there, right? And it just kind of becomes this thing. Y'all like to party together, right? And everybody's moving in the same circles a little bit.
So we always ask every time we sit with drivers and we're around the sport, we always ask the drivers, like, who do you beef with? So who was your beef? Who was your rivalry? Kyle? Yeah, Kyle Rowley?
Kyle raced for...
You said what?
He can't shoot.
Oh, God.
Leaving the Bud team. I was going to leave that team, leave that car.
Was good strength.
Somebody else. So I was a free agent. I was moving around.
Was handy.
Seeing where the interest was for me. And his owner and I were talking.
I need to post this video.
Kyle and Rick.
Post after so go watch them.
Am I matchmaking? Oh, no, I'm matchmaking right now.
The owner weren't on a good. They weren't in a good place. And Kyle can explain that better than I can. So they made the decision to split. So I go into the team, and I think Kyle it was me taking his car.
Let's go, cuz.
Was kind of pushed out into free agency.
Hell yeah.
You got FIFA, man?
It just came out, didn't it? Alright, bet.
You got FIFA, you suck.
He was having this great season. I was kind of right on his heels.
He was decent.
Huh?
He was
decent in real life.
And so
And
it kind of pitted us against each other. And he would use every opportunity he could in the media to dig. And
which one am I?
I think
Mayo?
he would
King
go
Mayo?
forth with that. He wrecked me at Richmond. I'm leading the race. Then he was leading, had a flat tire. So now I'm leading the race. It's 4 laps to go. Kyle is on my inside. I feel like I'm gonna win. I'm in the outside line. That's where I wanted to be.
We gonna lie with.
That's what's gonna win the race. He's down here on the
Buddy,
bottom.
this shit
He
popping.
got loose or something and slid into me and spun me out, and I hit the wall.
Oh shit.
Fans, man, they went crazy. That's really what sent Kyle into villain town.
That moment.
Yeah, I think so. And so that and a lot of other things that he did. He didn't handle some of those situations. Like I say, like he would, like in that moment, instead of getting out of the car and saying, "Yeah, I made a mistake," or "I did it on purpose," he would just split, like avoid the interview, blow people off, right? And fans were like, "You can't blow people off. You can't blow off those interviews. You acting like a child, right?" And but he's matured, gotten way better since then. So we go back to Richmond the next time, and I ran over him, wrecked him.
You did it on purpose? Did you do it on purpose?
Oh yeah. And so I had to. Like even if it wasn't in my mental
180 miles per hour.
It's not like in my mental character to go out there and do that. But if I didn't do that, here I am. I'm right behind him, getting ready to go in this corner, and everyone in the place knows that this is an opportunity for me to make that happen. And 85% of them want me to
Get
do
out of
it.
here with that shit.
What if you can't? You gotta do it. And so I wished I'd have wrecked him harder than I did. I hit him, and I thought I hit him hard enough, and he goes up there back to the wall. It hurt his day, which was my intent. But I want him wrecked hard, like I wrecked.
That's good for the sport, though.
That is. You got to have the good versus evil. And so we continue to bash each other and dog each other in the media and just dirty look each other every time. Just hate each other. Like I can't stand to be around the guy. Physically uncomfortable to be in the same room with him. And I started a podcast. So I invited him on my podcast, and we were living on that
podcast. More shameless plug.
The Dale Jr. Download. So I used to just go on there and just talk about the race weekend and what I thought about it. But then it's kind of turned into this interview conversation.
How? How's that awful? That was on time.
Kyle, it's time for you to come on the show. Let's talk about this. Let's stop this. It's so far in the past, and we talked about it. And he said some things that blew me away.
He came to the Empire?
Yeah, he came to the room you were in today.
Wow. I'm gonna go back and watch that.
We sat down.
Give me that shit.
And I'm glad to not have, because I still was uncomfortable being around him. Didn't like it. Didn't want to be around him. I don't like to use the word hate because I didn't really hate him. I just didn't like him, man. I wanted to fix that. I can't live that way. I don't like living like that. And I'm glad we did. And we communicate. We text. We give each other advice.
You mentioned Joe Gibbs.
Yeah.
I know you're a Washington football team fan.
Yeah.
Gibbs Redskins, right? Washington football team.
Good stuff, good stuff. Been reading the play.
And Dad split up in 78. I was 4. She moved to Chesapeake, Norfolk area, and everything up there is Washington. Everything. And I lived around Charlotte. There was no team here. So you were either a Washington fan
They
or
smacking
a
them.
fan, or maybe an Atlanta Falcon fan. I would go to my mom's twice a year. Once at Christmas and once in the middle of summer. And she always had like a jersey, Art Month jersey. Very, all the guys. I was a big Art Month fan. Him and Daryl Green. And so I just thought Art was.
Bro, how you lose that? Come on.
That's where you were gonna go. And he was just.
We got it. Just defend it.
Good
Good stuff.
And he broke Steve Largent's record, I think, for the most catches season. Since it's been broken, but that was a big deal. They traded him to the Jets. Anyhow,
That's fine, because what I want to get at is, we talk about football, and nowadays all you hear
Damn.
is concussion, CTE. I know you're an advocate, around concussion, and you spoke about your career and being able to walk away from the sport. Talk to us about that.
Well,
Give me that shit. What? Oh, I smacked that, bro.
my concussions put me. I had to
Bro, what are they doing?
I couldn't drive a car. Right? I was hurt so bad that I couldn't do my job, and so I had to fix it.
He left him wide open too. He's getting him to come back.
I know you guys have dealt with injuries of all types, and so when my concussions happened, I was worried about, like, is this my new normal? Right? All those symptoms that I was having, I can't live like this. Right? I don't want to. This ain't gonna be every day. Balance issues. Just turn a corner, get up and walk that way would just, you just get nauseous and bad vision problems, blurry vision, and my eyes were I would try to look at a target something with my eyes, and they would jump off that target. I couldn't control.
Were you afraid?
Yeah.
He's closing the game.
I am very much worried about,
Oh, we got this.
20 years from now looks like for me. We hear the stories about other people that have dealt with CTE and
That's us.
have some bad things happen to them, right? And they find themselves in places where they can't escape, right? They can't fix it. And so, I'm definitely nervous about just how sharp will I be? Am I going to have this mental decline that's going to be
on his head. On his head.
Of some sort, but will mine be accelerated? I know that my eyesight used to be perfect, and I know that it's gone down, and it's going down, and my doctor's like, it's probably something.
Switch it. Good.
Got kick-started sooner than normal because of your
That's
injuries.
us.
It's probably something
That's
because
us.
of your injuries. And I think, Lord, that's all that I got to worry about is my eyesight going bad and getting a new prescription every 10 months.
We go through it, yeah. One of the things you said offline, though, was I was miserable driving.
Yeah.
So meaning, you're happy now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so
that's a good thing.
I wanted to add to that, what Fred asked me, and we talked about it today. I know that if I want to have
We're too good on the defense, bro. Too good.
and the best possible outcome, it's in my hands. There's things I can do, right? And that's ride my bike. That's my mental health, my physical health. All those things are gonna make all that.
Give it to King Mayo. Give it to King Mayo. I'm gonna get the dub. Game-winning poet. Right here, right.
And so,
Come on,
I'm
right.
not gonna be mentally sharp.
Right here, put me.
I wanna, I still like to drink beer, hang out with my
Bro.
friends, and I wanna go drink beer at a bar. Well, if I'm gonna do those kind of things to my body, I gotta do something on the other side, right, to take care of it, keep myself going. And I know that when I rehabbed, all my rehab for my concussions was all simple exercise, which I didn't.
Ha, they can't score on us. Get out of here.
Fix my problems.
Get out of here.
Wiring's messed up. How is messing with the sweat ball gonna help that? It does. It did.
That's good. That's good.
Multiple times through multiple concussions.
Left him wide open.
And I know when I don't do those things and move away from exercise, I decline in cognitive skills. I decline.
Bro, why is he giving the ball away 2 times, 3 times in a row?
To stay elite or to stay where I was, I know what I need to do.
That really rolls into mental toughness, just mental issues, right? For me, when my anxiety is at its highest, it's because I've taken multiple weeks of just not doing what I've been doing the past 20 years. So you have to stay on it. I think Ocho says no coddling. You can't coddle these people. You can't coddle yourself. You got to really get out there and be proactive. Try and make yourself better. It's a challenge in the fight, but it starts with
Pass the ball.
to do better and want to be better. And if you pay attention to yourself and your body, and you listen to that, they're gonna tell you something, man. Get your ass off the couch. Go do something. You'll feel a little better. And we all go through that.
Yeah, I had to do it. I had to do it. It was best for the team right there.
I never knew how much exercise, simple exercise, mattered to your mental health and happiness until like the last 2 or 3 years of my career. I was telling Brandon today, a buddy of mine got me into cycling, and I rode my first year 2,400 miles on the highway. And dude,
Get that out of here. Get that out of here. You saw that shit? Get that shit out of here. I'm telling you, I'm good on that defense. Come on, let's run it up. Play me. Bro, don't lose it. Why you stay losing it, bro? Pass the ball. That dude's ass. Oh my god, bro. That dude lost it 3 times in a row. Oh my gosh, bro. I'm not playing with that guy again. And no lie, Chad, bro. I would have had that if it weren't for the guy on the team, man. Y'all know that too. Two-way finish. Where everybody at? This dude's a level overall 90. He left though. Let's run it up. Crack my shit. Screen's cracked and everything. Damn. Everybody catches a dub. What a dime. Bro, he threw it right to him. I'm the real Luka. Watch out. Me and him both have Luka on jerseys on. What? Play me. Dude, what? On your head, boy. On your head. Bro, this dude cannot pass. Almost. The fuck? Why he look like that? We'll play one more.
This nigga's in the chat.
How do you check? Join up, come on now. Let's cook it up. Let's go. Let's go. Get that shit out of here. I just got another block. You saw that? Bro cannot shoot threes. Bro, how the fuck you keep getting the rebounds on me and shit? How you box out in this game? God damn. Calm down now. Pass the ball. Pass the ball. God damn. It's good, cook.
I didn't stream. Ain't nobody in that bitch, but we out, nigga.